So planning is key to success. Building better awareness and understanding can help set realistic expectations and goals. Setting realistic expectations and goals is an important factor in minimizing the chances of getting unexpected surprises and nasty, regrettable disappointments. So planning is a good thing. Planning is key to success. Okay, so you may have seen this list in one of my prior videos. That's because this is actually my third attempt at making this video. That was my second attempt, but unfortunately I kind of went into zombie girl mode. The first time, of course, I ended up aborting the video because I kind of went into zombie girl mode back then too. So this time, well, third time's a charm, right? Right. Okay, so apparently I went into zombie girl mode during the third attempt as well. But today I'm trying out a different strategy, which involves the deployment of polarized glasses. So the idea is polarized glasses reduce glare, thus might help keep my zombie girl tendencies in check long enough to allow me to finish this video. So during my own transitioning experience, I learned a few things, of which I kind of extracted 10 things that a transgender should consider when planning for her or his own transitioning. Okay, so the first thing on the list is self. You should first get to know yourself, understand yourself first, educate yourself. Is gender transitioning really what you need, or is there something else causing your feelings of the need to change? Better awareness, better planning, right? Right. Find a good shrink, an experienced, licensed psychologist who helps transgender patients, who thoroughly understands transgenderism, can help you in getting to know yourself. Please note that not all licensed psychologists are qualified to treat transgender patients. I learned that from my own experience. You want to find a psychologist who actually practices psychology and who's not practicing their own biases against a certain community. You want to find a psychologist who is actually open to the full range of psychological possibilities and who cares about the patients. Additionally, you should find an experienced, licensed hormones specialist who provides transgender care, who understands transgenderism. Heck, it might just turn out to be an adjustment in hormones that you need instead of a gender change. So the second thing on the list is perceptions. Educate yourself about you and about people. That's different mindsets and perceptions across different social groups. Not everybody sees and or thinks the same way. You might learn about shortcomings in your own perceptions and or assumptions. Not all women are the same, and neither are all men. This is not limited to just capabilities. This could also be feelings, perceptions, preferences, priorities, and or thinking processes. In some families, women may be more capable than men. In some families, men may be more capable than women. But you should not feel any less in one gender or the other. The third thing on the list is self-acceptance. So yeah, the important thing is to know yourself, what is really that you need. Love yourself and embrace yourself regardless of any gender you're in at the time. Then and only then the transitioning process can and should become a mere superficial adjustment to match who you are on the outside to who you really are on the inside. The transitioning process should not be expected to be a primary fix-all solution for all your issues. Self-awareness and self-accountability should be the basis of your decision to transition. You should thoroughly make sure that you really want to transition. If you have even an inkling of a single doubt about going through the process, you should not do it. Perhaps postpone the process until you are 100% sure that you want to do it. So basically what I'm trying to say here is two things. One is chopping off body parts isn't going to cure your gender dysphoria. And two is you should only hold yourself and only yourself accountable for your decision to transition. The fourth thing on the list is expectations. Set realistic expectations. Transitioning might actually be different from what you think it is. Your understanding of the physiological feelings of the opposite sex might actually be different from your assumptions, especially if you're just guessing things. That is, if you're a guy and if you're thinking with your DICK, like when your DICK is tucked and you're feeling horny, that's not necessarily how a woman feels. Beware of lust. as lust has a tendency to significantly skew perceptions, especially in the area of gender and sex. So, in short, what I'm trying to say here is if you're male to female transgender and you're planning to transition, don't think with your DICK. But if you're female to male transgender, I couldn't tell you because I'm a male to female transgender. You're welcome to post your experiences and your thoughts in the comments below. I'm curious to know. The fifth thing on the list is offspring. If you have plans to have your own children, I'd suggest take care of that first. I'd suggest be upfront with your marriage partner before having children. There's nothing to feel ashamed of here. The goal here is trying to avoid unexpected surprises and to do these things in a civil and mature manner. The sixth thing on the list is society. You could and you probably should let a close family member, a personal friend, and or a professional friend know at this point. But be ready for rejection and receive a goodbye from them. Some are less upfront than others. Some might be supportive on the surface, but they might slowly associate less and less with you. So you should prepare yourself, meaning properly set your expectations and your course of reactions. You're likely going to feel hurt initially, but being prepared could help you recover from the situation in a timely, systematic, and mature manner. Heck, be prepared to receive a goodbye from every single friend and or family member you currently have. Don't worry, you'll find new friends who accept you for who you are. On the bright side, transitioning can be an amazing tool that can reveal genuine friends. The seventh thing on the list is employment. If you're a working adult, make sure you have a secure job. By secure, I don't mean using mean, dishonest, disgraceful tactics to remain in the job. I mean finding a job with people who are compatible, at least at work with you, and a job where you feel comfortable, safe, and productive. A job where you could take pride in and personally care about. If you already have a job where you have settled in and you have no plans to leave that job just yet, be honest with your employer. First, your immediate supervisor and or manager, then human resources. If you are in customer service with a set account base, meaning you service the same group of customers, and if you had built good rapport with the customers, then you could probably do something simple like a one-liner to kind of test the waters too. Something simple like, "Oh, by the way, I'm a transgender and I'm transitioning soon. Would you prefer a different agent to help you? So the 8th thing on the list is structure. Structure has 3 sub-things. Financial structure. Financially plan well. If you haven't already done so, you may want to make yourself an in and out statement. It doesn't need to be complicated. You can do it by hand if you are not comfortable with computers. If you don't know where to start, you're welcome to use a copy of one of my Balance Track Excel workbooks that I had posted on my website. Link in the description. Having a clear picture of your financial situation is an important factor in planning your transition. Mental structure. Design your mental structure to remain intact and functional and adaptable to changes. If you don't, and your system is a rigid, simple system, and you're planning to just tough it out, you may be setting yourself up for a mental disaster or a mental breakdown. Spiritual structure. If you're a person of faith, you may also want to first make peace with your faith. You should resolve any feelings of guilt and or shame before entering the transition. No matter what happens, you should set a few rows of strong personal pillars deep within yourself that can stop you from doing something like suicide. The 9th thing on the list is reflection. Once you have thoughtfully decided to transition, take a chance to enjoy the things you currently have before you enter transition. Your circle of friends and acquaintances, your job, your skills, your wits, your tact, your household, your clothes, your current physiological senses and or feelings, your current mindset, your current sense of awareness, your current state of mind, your current methods of self-release, your passions, suck them in, make notes, make a video or videos, take pictures. This can help you remember them. This can also provide you with critical reference with respect to where you are during your transition. So the 10th thing on the list is decision. If and when you're ready to transition, take a deep breath and dive into the depths of the journey through one of the many paths that will surface on a shore of the other side. There's a milestone point in the beginning of the journey where you know you can still turn back if you choose to do so. There might also be more subtle points before that point, depending on the path you choose and your awareness. If you have doubts at this point, you should turn back, but if you decide to cross this point, you should promise yourself no regrets and have full accountability in your decision to do so, then just aim forward, no regrets, open your mind to the possibility of so many amazing opportunities, adventures, and genuine friendships that may await you on the shores of the other side. The journey typically takes about 2 to 3 years, so you should pace yourself accordingly. This is a stage for patience, perseverance, and determination. These three virtues together form a key to successful completion of the journey of transition. Anyways, I know this has been a long video, but I think this is important stuff to consider if you're planning to transition. If you're transgender watching this video, be proud that you're transgender. I doubt that even the Terminator would have had the guts to transition. Do cybernetic organisms have guts? I don't know. I'm an engineer, not a biologist. Laters.